Hello LEGO fans, it's Jang here from jangbricks.com with a look at a LEGO Technic set called Excavator from 2013. It's a 720 piece set, and this will forever be a very significant set for me because it was the very first LEGO Technic set I ever actually built. I've done Mindstorms stuff before, and I've messed with Technic pieces quite a lot. But this is the first full-on official LEGO Technic set that I have built. And I picked one that was not too simple to start out with. The attachment here is a thing called an orange peel grabber, and that is able to open and close. You've got the forward arm, which has a ram that is a screw style ram, which is kind of remotely operated. I have a very thick main sturdy arm to it, which can also be operated, moved up and down. Cab there with a simulated pair of control sticks and also kind of a simulated little chair there, and a large section which would be, you know, your engine and pump compartment. And this has the whole gear train inside of it, as well as switches for switching between the different functions, which can all be operated from this one single knob back here. Down at the bottom, you've got tank style Caterpillar treads, a little bit of detailing on the side. Got a couple of rollers up on the top, little bogey wheels. And this thing is fairly hollow in the middle on the kind of platform section. This is able to actually roll. The tracks will move. Just need to get a little bit of traction. The entire top deck can rotate around freely, a full 360 degrees. No stoppage there. And then the motion of the arm and also the grabber, again, I mentioned, is done from back here. I'll show you what it looks like in the gear compartment up close, but I first want to show you what the whole thing looks like. So I'm just going to select one of the options or one of the possibilities of things you can change. You see the main arm, full arm coming up, full arm going down. It does require quite a lot of rotation to get this thing to move, but they do have an option to add power functions to it and add a motor to do some of this work for you. I can switch over, and now I'm going to be bringing up the forearm. You'll notice that the grabber is still staying facing down towards the ground, and that can come up pretty far. Even though the thing is now at full extension, it is still holding itself up. It's getting close to the tipping point, but it will not tip unless you get a whole bunch of load in there, even in the easiest way for it to tip forward. So that's well done with the center of gravity and the balance. And then the grabber attachment itself, like I said, can be opened up. You can see the tines are being separated out, and I think, yeah, there we go. That's as far as it'll go. It's the very limit. Starts to move the whole thing, and then it'll also close down fully. And there we go. It's fully closed up now. Power is transmitted through a series of gears, mostly bevel gears and long axles. There you can see at kind of the elbow joint, still activating the grabber. There you can see one of the universal joints that turns the rotation of the axle to go out towards the end. And there's the other one in action. You can see the forearm starting to come in, and it's just activating the ram up at the top. If you're not familiar with these ram elements, they just have basically a screw inside and then a sleeve that's able to move up and down based on the movement of that practically Archimedes style screw. Here's a top-down view of the main body, which shows you the gear train in there. And you also see the levers down here for selecting which set of gears to engage. They have these sliding clutches, which will engage or disengage different gears, which will ultimately send power from your main. This is basically your neutral setting right here. So this is your main input shaft, and you can see that's just spinning basically an idler shaft in there right now. Nothing is connected, but slide one of these over and it engages a different gear. It's very slick, and it works very effectively. Again, it's just slow to do, turning this knob by hand. Not to fear, you can buy separately a motor and gear set and a battery box and actually power this thing. A standard Power Functions medium motor goes right in there. You don't have to take anything else out from the inside. a control switch goes right here, and a battery pack gets installed between the treads. I actually didn't have the correct battery pack that works directly with this without any adaptation. You're supposed to use the larger 6AA pack, but I've just got one of the lithium ones, smaller rechargeable ones, and it works just fine. Just I haven't gotten it physically hooked up, but here you can see the thing is actually working. It's still pretty slow, but it's a lot easier than having to turn that knob so much, and you can switch between different functions. Still has its limits to how far it will go. You actually install a clutch gear into the thing so that it's not going to overtax the motor. It's not going to risk stripping any of your gears, so that's a good thing. And there you can see how it works. And you can still turn the body around. You just can't go a full 360 degrees anymore. It's limited to 180 in order to keep the wires from getting tangled up, because like I said, the battery does get installed between the tracks, so that's something that's not going to twist. You don't want to twist these things too much. The thing looks nice, you know, it's got pretty realistic proportions to it, very realistic actions. It's really nice to see how the whole clutch system works, or the whole transmission system, and it makes nice use of some nice modern parts and building techniques. It was pretty straightforward to build. Definitely not as easy as like a Lego City set or something like that, but the instructions were good. And if you go online to Lego's website, you can download instructions for an alternate build model of this that turns it into a bulldozer style tractor, they call it. It's for use on farms. So this one's going to pull behind it a plow and tilling system, which has a little bit of action to it. And this time for the front, you've got just a small little kind of a hay bale loader sort of thing on the front as an attachment there. And over here you can see which parts are needed to make this thing powered. So I enjoyed the build, I like the finished model, and I'm happy to have been able to bring you this video. Please leave a comment with what you think about the set, and stick around for more videos to come. Bye for now.